This video will show how to enter a new NoGA into EpiGraM when the award has arrived, but there has been no proposal entered previously. So I've got the PDF of the NoGA here, which I'll put partially off the screen. The first thing you want to do is make sure that in fact it does not exist already in EpiGraM. So I'm going to do the global search here. One word in the title is password, and it says that no records were being found. Actually, it said use a wildcard because the idea on that is that there may be a misspelling. So I will check pass W. Still nothing found. Trying to look for other things that would make it unique. The project number on it I will look for. That's 67656. Nothing found. And lastly, in this case, I'm going to, because this I believe is a grant to Ruby, I will do a find for her as well. So that gives 12, and I'm going to look and see if anything looks similar to, this has a similar title to this passwords for health. And here it is. So I did in fact find one. Check and see if there's anything else. So I'm going to check the PRF number here. Does not match the one that is on the NoGA. So I'm going to pause the recording here while I try and figure out whether this is the same thing. After looking at that, I realized that pathways and password are not the same thing, so there is no record in here that matches this, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new study. Once you've created this study, fill in the information in this section up here. And I'm actually going to copy the title here because I'll need it later on. The sponsor is the Minnesota Organization on Fetal Alcohol Syndrome, which I'm going to bet is not currently in our list of sponsors. So, oh, nope, there it is. Never mind. Since it's not NIH, it's most likely to be an other. And it is into, well, I'll double check that it is to Epi. Yes. And then as you start to type in a PI, it'll provide suggestions from the existing U of M PIs. Those may or may not be within the department, and then for the EpiPI, you can choose from the drop-down list here. Now, technically, I know that there is a PRF that should have been entered, so I'm going to click on this link here. Now, and the yellow fields here are basically prompts saying if you're going to start a new record, those fields are where you should start in most cases. So what I'm going to do here is type in the PRF number, and since I don't really have any other information about it, I'm just going to leave it. Oh. Looks like that's already been entered, so I'm going to do a find for that. So this turns out to be a great example because that was already entered in, but it was under a different name. And so, yeah, I should have done a better check on that. Fields that are going to be strong for searching include the PRF number, which once I did search for that, it did pull up this record. So now I do have the PRF, so I'm going to work on this one. Again, I'm going to change this to an other because since it's not NIH, and it's not a subcontract, that's what it should be. Now that I do have a NoGA, I can change the con on this. And then I'm going to browse to pick up, click the browse button to pick up the PDF, which is on my desktop. And you'll notice that when there's no document here, the icon here for the PDF shows that there's something there. When there is no icon, then the browse button is highlighted. Once you've uploaded something, then the view or the clear button become highlighted, and so you can delete it or open it up. This is, I believe, the original as well as the most recent, so I'm also going to add it there. In addition, there's this project that's put in as pending because there needs to be a placeholder for reporting purposes, and now that we know what the actual project is, I'm going to go in and replace that. And I'm guessing the only project is the primary project, which is this, oops. And I will, I've tended to change the name on this one. So I will put that in for the short title at the very least, and we know now that it has been funded, so that updates the status there. The start dates I'll pull out here. I'm going to guess there's no cost sharing on that one. F&A rate looks like there are no indirects, so that must be a 0. And this is, so for the project, if there are multiple projects, this is the amount for the award, which may or may not, well, it's a little complicated. That amount is probably going to be the NoGA total. Proposed would be what would be filled in if you had a PRF but had not yet received an award. So that can stay blank for now. And then budget periods, there are 5 periods for this. Start with the first year, and oops. Actually, no, it looks like this is all one period. It's just broken down. I see. So the other thing that needs to be done here that I don't have the information to do is creating effort for the investigator now that it's awarded. There is proposed effort down here. It looks like it went in as 0%, so I'm actually going to assume that that is the same, that it was not more than was requested. So the importance of this is that it'll go on by changing it from adding the actual effort to the proposed effort for other support, and for the faculty evaluations, it will go in as awarded effort. I'm going to put the entire, oops, looks like I made a mistake over here that it should have been 18. The reason that we put it in with 0, again, is so that it'll be pulled for the award, for the annual evaluation, as well as the other support. Because the title of the award is the passwords, I'm going to include that here. In fact, I think I'm just going to make the title for the project match, even though currently this has a different title. What I'm going to do is put it up here. That way it'll be more obvious if you do a search that you have found the correct one. And that's really all that needs to be done. There may be some notes that you'd want to enter about this. If, for example, it's a more complicated award, if it has supplements, renewals, things like that, you can add those there. But otherwise, that's it. You want to make sure there is a PRF, if a PRF exists, got the NoGA uploaded, and have the project information. Now, in the past, we filled out all the information about the award, and I will go ahead and do that for now, but I'm hoping that that will not be necessary in the future, and these fields will go away.